I don't respond when someone doesn't use my actual name. My name's Niko. Just Niko, not Nicholas, not Dominic, not some fancy Italian name my parents shortened. It literally says Niko on my birth certificate. That's it. But for some reason, people can't wrap their heads around that. I'm 16, and I've been bouncing around foster homes since I was 2. My mom's around, but she can't take care of me. So I see her twice a year when the courts say I can. No other family really in the picture. I've been in some pretty rough placements before, but 3 years ago I landed with the Hartleys, and honestly, it's been good. They actually care about the kids they foster instead of just collecting checks. Their bio kids don't treat me like I'm stealing their parents. It's the first place I felt like maybe I could stay until I age out. But here's the thing. Some of their extended family are total snobs, and they refuse to call me Niko. They keep calling me Nicholas every single time. I've corrected them hundreds of times. My foster parents have explained it. They've seen my paperwork. But these people always hit me with the same line. But Niko is short for Nicholas. Number, it's not. It's just my name. A few of them have even pulled me aside to suggest I should change my name because Nicholas sounds much more professional for a young man entering the workforce. I was like, yeah, no thanks. After months of this, my foster parents told me to just stop responding when someone calls me Nicholas. If they're new and don't know, fine. I'll politely correct them. But family members who've been told a million times, ignore them. So that's what I started doing. Last week, we had this big family dinner at the house, cousins, aunts, uncles, the whole deal. I was helping set up when my foster dad's brother showed up. He walked right past me and goes, "Nicholas, can you grab those chairs?" I kept walking, didn't even turn around. He called out again, louder, "Nicholas, the chairs!" I went inside and helped my foster mom with the salad instead. I heard him complaining to someone outside about that rude kid ignoring me. Then at dinner, it happened again. My foster dad's aunt asked me to pass the potatoes, except she said, "Nicholas, pass the potatoes, please." I took another bite of chicken and kept eating. Didn't even look at her. She asked again, still nothing from me. My foster sister, Nicole, reached over and passed them instead. "Oh, sorry. I thought you said Nicole and got confused." The aunt's face went red. He ignored me on purpose. That's incredibly disrespectful. My foster mom jumped in. "There's no Nicholas at this table. If you want Niko to help you, use his actual name." The uncle from earlier started going off about how I need to be more mature and accept wisdom when people offer suggestions. He said I was being difficult and ungrateful and that in the real world, people aren't going to cater to me. My foster dad cut him off. "His name is Niko. It's on every legal document he has. This isn't a suggestion situation. You're just being rude." Things got tense after that. A few family members left early. My foster dad's mom called later and said I should just let it go because I'm causing problems in the family. She said, "It's just a name and I'm being too sensitive about it." But here's what got me. That night, my foster dad sat down with me and said, "You've had enough people in your life try to change who you are or treat you like you don't matter. We're not doing that here. Your name is Niko, and if they can't respect that, they can deal with being ignored." The next family thing was a birthday party for one of the younger cousins. I went because I actually liked the kid. The same aunt was there, and when she needed something, she very clearly said, "Niko, could you help me with this?" I helped her immediately. She didn't say anything, but I saw her face. She got it. Most of the family's fine now. A couple of them still slip up sometimes, but they correct themselves. Story. When my wife demanded a divorce after 13 years of marriage, I quietly signed the papers. That night, she took her lover to the restaurant where we had our first date to celebrate my defeat. I walked in, smiled, and slid a DNA test across the table. Her face went pale as she read the truth about our daughter and the man beside her. Chapter 1. I just don't love you anymore. 13 years. That's how long we were married. And it ended in a whisper, not a fight. Just a quiet line over dinner one night as she pushed peas around her plate. I just don't love you anymore. No drama, no tears, not even eye contact. She slid the divorce papers across the table like it was a credit card receipt. I didn't argue, didn't ask why. I just signed because deep down I already knew. The little clues, the perfume that wasn't mine, the late-night girls' dinners she always came back from slightly drunk and emotionally distant. The way she started locking her phone and smiling at messages she wouldn't explain. And the worst part, the emotional subtraction. She wasn't cruel, just absent. Like I was already a ghost in the house. I paid for. But I stayed silent for one reason, our daughter Lily. The one thing I believed made us still a family until I noticed something else. The visit that changed everything. It started with a school medical form. Lily needed blood work done for a field trip, just routine. But the nurse called me after reviewing the results. "Sir, are you sure you're her biological father?" My throat closed. "What do you mean?" She hesitated. "There's a mismatch in blood types. You're O negative. Your wife's AB positive, and your daughter has a rare B negative marker." I tried to explain it away. Maybe a mistake, maybe some fluke. But the seed of doubt had been planted. So I did what I had to. I took a DNA test behind her back. The envelope. It came in a plain white envelope a week later. No frills, no drama, just numbers and the cold, hard conclusion at the bottom of the page. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. My hands shook, but I didn't cry. Not yet, because something colder was forming in my heart. Not rage, resolve. Chapter 2. The reservation under my name. I didn't confront her. Not immediately. That would have been too easy. No. I let the silence stretch. Let her think she'd won. She moved through the house like a queen ungrounded, barely acknowledging me, already emotionally packed and gone. But I watched, listened, waited, and then she slipped. The celebration, she couldn't resist. 2 nights after I signed the papers, I overheard her giggling on the phone behind the closed bathroom door. "Yes, babe," he signed. "No contest. I told you he'd roll over," she laughed. "Let's celebrate where it all began. The Italian place. Our spot. His spot," she corrected herself with a giggle. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. That restaurant. It was our first date. The one I booked 3 months in advance. The one where I gave her the locket she still wore when she wanted sympathy. The one she once called the beginning of her forever. Now it was just the setting for a victory lap with her affair partner. But what she didn't know was I still had the reservation system password. Reservation confirmed. I logged into the app that night. Sure enough, a reservation was already there under a fake name, but I recognized the time, the table, the betrayal. So I changed it just slightly. 2 parties, same table, same time, mine under the original name on file. Mine. And then I called someone I hadn't spoken to in a while, my lawyer. "Do me a favor," I said. "I want to update my will and I need a notary to meet me at a restaurant tomorrow night." Quietly. He didn't ask questions, just said he'd be there. The folder and the man beside her. The next evening I arrived early, suit pressed, calm, car parked discreetly 2 blocks away. I asked the maître to hold an envelope for me and deliver it as soon as the couple at table 9 were seated. Then I sat at the bar where I could see everything. At 8:03 p.m., they walked in. She was glowing in a red dress I'd bought her. He was cocky, smug, tan from their recent business trip. They laughed as they took their seats. Then the waiter walked over with the envelope. My envelope. Her smile faded as she opened it. And then she saw the first page, the DNA results. But the second page, that was the dagger. Because it wasn't just proof Lily wasn't mine, it was a court petition filed that morning. Chapter 3. The truth echoed across the room. The clink of silverware stopped. Her hands trembled, fingers frozen mid-page. The man beside her, her lover, leaned in, curious, then confused, then visibly nervous. I watched from the bar, silent. A ghost she thought she buried with a signature. What? What is this? She looked around wildly. The restaurant, still full of couples in soft conversation, now felt like a spotlight stage. Her breathing quickened. "This isn't true," she hissed, eyes darting to him. He pulled the papers closer. And as he read, his expression morphed from curiosity to horror. Not because of the first page, but the second, because I didn't just file to contest paternity. I filed a fraud claim, naming her and him. The waiter's perfect timing. Just then the maître approached with a soft voice. "Excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Carter, you're requested at the front desk." She looked up, stunned. "We're not." Then she paused, eyes wide, mouth open, because I stood there, calm, collected, with another envelope in hand. She blinked as if seeing a ghost. He stiffened, and I said loud enough for the nearest tables to hear. "You chose this place to celebrate betrayal. Then allow me to return the favor. A toast for the betrayed." I turned to the room and raised a glass. "To anniversaries," I began, my voice steady. to first dates and first deceptions, to lovers who steal and daughters who deserve the truth, and most of all to DNA tests for telling the story that mouths dare not speak. Gasps echoed a few murmurs, but she said nothing. Her face was ash. He stood quickly, but the maitre blocked him. "Sir, there's one more thing," the maitre said calmly. He handed them both small blue folders, copies of the legal injunction, freezing all her accounts pending the fraud investigation. Then I turned to leave. No yelling, no chaos, just silence behind me and a whispered, "Wait, please." I didn't turn back. She'd had her spotlight. Now it was my daughter who would get the truth, and they would get what they'd earned. Chapter 4. Her family found out. It took exactly 2 days for the news to reach her parents. Her mother called me first. "Please tell me it's not true," she whispered. "You raised her daughter like your own. You paid for school for the house. You even funded his startup." Her voice cracked under the weight of realization. I told her if she ever lost you, she'd lose the best thing in her life. I didn't say much, just silence. Sometimes silence hurts more than shouting. A house that's no longer a home. By the weekend, her world was unraveling. Her parents, once her biggest supporters, cut her off. They withdrew the inheritance they had promised her. Her mother even changed her will, citing irreparable betrayal of family trust. And the house, the one she lived in, it turned out I still legally owned it. The deed had never been transferred. Her name was never added. It was a gift I never finished giving. Now it was an asset in a fraud dispute. So I sent her a formal letter. As part of the ongoing investigation, you are required to vacate the premises within 14 days. She came to plead. She showed up the next day, eyes swollen, voice trembling. "Please, this was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to go this far. He's not even around anymore. He left after the DNA test. I thought you'd forgive me." I looked at her, not with rage, but with something colder. "You didn't just lie to me. You let me raise a child you knew wasn't mine. And you celebrated the deception. You laughed at my pain," she sobbed, dropped to her knees. But tears don't reverse time. Then came my final words. "I love that little girl with everything I had, and that will never change. But you used her like a shield for your secrets. The only thing I'll ever forgive you for is giving me a reason to walk away." I handed her an envelope. The final eviction order signed and sealed. This is closure, not revenge. The real revenge is knowing that I could have destroyed you and still chose peace. Chapter 5. The girl who still called me dad. 2 months passed. The chaos faded. Lawyers stopped calling. And the house was finally quiet again, except for one thing. A small voice I heard every night echoing from memory. "Good night, Daddy, I love you." A letter in crayon. One afternoon, while sorting through boxes of old things, I found a folded sheet of paper tucked inside my desk drawer. It wasn't addressed formally, just to Daddy in pink crayon. Inside was a note written in uneven handwriting, words misspelled, letters flipped, but the message was loud and clear. "I'm sorry I made you sad, I didn't know. I still want to be your little girl. I love you more than any man ever. Even if you're not my real dad, you're my forever dad." There were teardrops on the page. Some old, some new. The park bench. Moment. A week later, I got a message from her grandmother. "She keeps asking about you. She doesn't understand why you disappeared, so I asked her to bring her to the park." I sat on a bench near the playground, my heart pounding. Then I saw her, hair in a ponytail, missing her front tooth, wearing the blue backpack I gave her last Christmas. She ran up to me and just froze for a second. I thought she'd turn away, but instead she threw her arms around me and whispered, "Daddy, I missed you so much." What I told her. I knelt down, looked her in the eye and said, "I might not be your real dad, but I'll always be the man who chose you. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to." She nodded, then pulled something out of her backpack. It was a photo of us from 2 years ago holding hands in front of the Christmas tree. "I keep this with me," she said, "because you're my hero. Always will be." And her mother, she's living alone now. The man she cheated with vanished. The friends who cheered her on, gone. She tried to get joint custody, but I brought everything to court. The fake DNA test. The affair timeline. The birthday celebration where she mocked me while I was grieving. The judge ruled against her. She gets limited supervised visitation. And even that's rarely requested anymore. Closing words. They thought they destroyed me. But in losing everything, I found something stronger. A truth that doesn't need blood to define family. A daughter who chose love over lies. and a future built on clarity, not cruelty. Some stories don't end with explosions. Some end with peaceful silence. The kind that comes when the storm has passed and you're still standing. Was this revenge perfectly justified, or should the storm have raged harder? Drop your verdict below. I read every single one. Hit like if you crave justice and share this story with someone who needs its fire. Subscribe to Revenge Exposed, because here betrayals don't sleep. They hunt their owners. Every shadow hides a reckoning. Every mask breaks. And every betrayal is answered. Stay sharp. Stay unbroken,